I signed my first growth operator creator in 7 days, is what our founder, Nicholas Siemens, in our incubator can say. But there's no way that I would have known that I could have gotten others these results when just 1 year ago, I was just a broke college student. Then fast forward now a few months, I had made $42,000 per month with a business model where you go to an educational creator and then help monetize their audience, which is now known as growth operating. But the model was so good that I now had to launch Operator Incubator to teach other growth operators how to do the same, where Nicholas was one of the first founders to join. And after we taught him a very specific outreach method, where you start with what's called the bait and switch method, then send a Loom lead magnet. That got Nicholas's creator jumping up and down, ready to work with him instantly. Then a specific transition from the Loom to then smoothly pitching his creator his offer. Nicholas signed Naya, his first growth operator creator, in just 7 days. So Nicholas will break all that down for you, starting with step 1. Your first message, use this. Just freaking use this. Hey, do you have a X niche program right now for your students? Question mark. Just like this. So basically, in fact, Niche, could you quickly unmute yourself and explain the sort of psychology behind this? And guys, like, by the way, this is Niche like doing this live with his creators, having it literally work in a nail tech niche. So this is just straight up, this works. Like, this is not, oh, maybe it doesn't work. Like, just do this, it freaking works. It's like, just do this. So go for it, Niche.
Yeah, so it's nothing too crazy. It's just like the best of both worlds. A lot of the students were doing the bait and switch, but they quickly realized that this was just frustrating the people. They were asking, like, do you have one-on-one coaching? Okay, perfect. Tell me more. Then they're making the creators spend all this time just for them to offer, where if you go right away to the offer and say, hey, I don't want to bother you, offer them, you're not going to get a response either. So this is a way to respond without it being rude. So hey, do you have an X program right now? So yeah, it's just the best of both worlds, because right after that, you can say, well, perfect. I'm actually an online marketer. Whereas you don't go further down and it'll be a student, you can't really switch that easily. Whereas this is, and if you switch with this, they're going to be like, oh, okay, he's not deceiving me. He never lied to me, So that's it.
Got it. So just to clarify that, this one could possibly lead to deception. I think I kind of talked about this in the other weekly panel, because this was kind of what worked for us, like me and Will back when we started. But what we're seeing in the marketplace right now is sort of this frustration against sales, now that the growth operating space has gotten a lot bigger. And so the creators are getting frustrated at that, which means then you have to go and approach with like not really tricking them, which is, hey, do you have a X niche program right now for your students? Yes, no, whatever. And like, if you obviously go with the offer first, and they're just like, what the frick, like this guy's just pitching me immediately. And so step 2, Niche, could you kind of break down like what happens after this? I remember you saying like at our lunch today, I was like, oh, either way it goes, like I do X.
Yeah, so the second message to avoid any deception is to switch right away. And this is also very productive because you're only sending 2 messages until you understand whether they're interested or not. And number 2 is with this method, you're not wasting your time sending looms to everybody. So you're quickly going to qualify them if they want a loom. And you're going to do this in a way that justifies it. So you're going to say, the reason I'm reaching out, so that's justifying it, is because I'm actually an online marketer. Okay. And then at this point, they're already going to like look away. So you have to add the hook right away. I say, if I made you a quick video, well, it depends. If they don't have any coaching offer, I say, and they're just kind of like doing the practice themselves, like say nails or like watching cars, I'll say, is it cool? Like if I made you a quick video showing you how you could make an extra 20 to 30K per month coaching online instead of practicing the service, would you be down to give it a watch? If they already have a coaching program, I say...
Wait, slow down. So what did you say for the cool if you made a quick video making the reason I'm reaching out is because I'm an online marketer. If no coaching offer, then...
Yeah, if I made you a quick video explaining how you could make an extra 20 to 30K coaching online. Would you be down to give it a watch?
So cool if I made you a quick video showing you how to make an extra 20, 30K. Would you be down to give it a watch? This is directly what we see working in the marketplace right now.
And then if they have a coaching offer, it's slightly different. It's if I made you a video showing you how to optimize your online coaching.
If I made you a video showing how to, what's up?
Optimize your current coaching offer or launch my team coaching.
And then would you be down to give it a watch? Right. So psychology behind this component, guys, is I drilled it in last time, but I want to drill it in even more. The main thing is you have to like copyright your outreaching messages, guys. This is like, yes, of course, conversational, but like in you being conversational, that is you copywriting the messaging. And so here it's like, there's a hook. It's like literally like writing an Instagram reel or like writing an email or copywriting or yapping on a sales call. Like you have that hook there, right? I'm just trying to bring in like whatever sort of, practices you guys have had before. Like you guys get the attention, like, okay, I'll tie it to like what you guys already know. Like on Instagram Reels, when you're scrolling, you know that there's a gosh darn hook, but you still watch because it works on you. You have to do the same exact principle with outreaching. You have to hook them in with the desired result of like, hey, are you interested in making an extra 20 to 30K a month? Would you be down to give it a watch? They're like, I can get to X desired results if I watch that Loom. And so Niche leveraged that and was therefore able to get a lot of these great, incredible responses. And then now he has his creator. And so then Niche, what happens after step 2?
Just another thing. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking as soon as I say that, they're just going to ghost me or they're just going to get angry. And this is true, but this cuts out all the bullshit. Like a lot of you are just scared to even offer to the creator. You have to rip off the Band-Aid at some point. And yeah, a lot of the time they're going to just leave you on open, but a lot of the time too, they're going to want to watch the video. So you're just going to have to shoot as many out there. So eventually it works.
I know you're thinking, bro, show them your inbox right now. Literally show them live, like the outreach messages, because I don't think they understand from a creator standpoint.
Oh,
like, show them.
Yes, that'd be very helpful. That's incredible. So I think this will be really, really helpful for you guys just to see like what from a creator's shoes, what my sort of DMs look like. And by the way, like just to give you context, like since we have a system, we have like our setters going, like I don't even check my DMs. So like, I'll just show you. Our setters even like sort through all these DMs to like pick out the ones that are sort of like even interested in joining Operate Incubator and being invested into. But like over here, it's like, I can't look at this. Like I can't track this. I don't know any of these people. I don't know who they are. Like I don't. And they think they're talking to me because they're talking to setters, That's like the real. But of course, like you guys will be outreaching to people that have like less volume of this. But like, even here, like I can't talk to any of these people. Let's see, hidden requests. I got a bunch more in here, just like a bunch of random stuff. People, just like trying to, I guess, scam me in like some investing groups. So like add inquiry. I guess that's from a while ago. Like I don't even know what's going on in there, guys. And so like this is not to discourage you, but this is to say like, okay, I'll even show you my Twitter. And I get like emails consistently. Like creators are now like, and by the way, I have 2,000 YouTube subs. I have, or 2.5K now. I have, or freaking Niche got us to 2.6K Instagram, followers. Like I don't have that much clout, and like still this is occurring to me. So like creators are super duper. Like this. Look at this. All these people. Oh, we got the edit CTA by the way for like the edit hiring. Yeah, especially BizOp. Like in the space that I'm in. Like, of course, yes, I'm a small creator, but like people are like really wanting to. Like look at this, bro. This shit just goes forever, right? And like I cleared this out like a few weeks ago, by the way. So like this refilled up just to get this straight, by the way. So yeah, like just from my shoes, it's very, very tough to get in there. And so you have to stand out with consistently, following up with them and different components, which I think this is what Niche is going to go into next. But yeah, what does step 3 look like, Niche? Damn, even though Nicholas is splashing his sauce on you right now, if he could just erupt a volcano-sized 50-ton load of sauce right on your face, one-on-one, on a personal call, would you take it? Because the first link in the description will take you to my free school community, where only the first few people that join, Nicholas himself, will give you a free advisory call to give you an exact roadmap on how to get started growth operating. So go join up down below.
Yeah, so it's another funnel that you have to think about. I was reviewing a lot of you guys' Looms, and the biggest problem was that you take like 2 minutes to even get into the video. Like all the creators are going to click off before then. So here's the Loom that's been working for me. I have a headline at the top so they can read it right away, so it kind of satisfies them. And within the first 15 seconds, I explain everything that they're going to learn in the video. So then they're like, okay, this makes sense. And then once they know what they're going to learn, I spend the next 15 seconds telling them how they're going to learn it. So then they know what they're going to learn, exactly how they're going to learn it right at the beginning. So they're already getting a taste from the first second because they can just read the headline that says how to make an extra 20 to 30K. But then they're instantly being told exactly what they're going to learn, how they're going to learn it. And then I'm right into the video. I've introduced myself too for the other like 20 seconds. And within 50 seconds, I'm in like the deep meat part of it after they know exactly what they're going to learn. So I do a quick introduction, then I break down their current funnel, and then I break down what an optimal funnel would look like. So you can just steal a creator's funnel if you don't have a creator yet. Of course, I'm using one of my case studies. I'll just break down how I help them. But for you guys, you'll probably have to just steal a funnel. Just look at a creator with a good funnel, just steal it and how they're doing it. And then, yeah. So it's a quick introduction, but the intro and then introducing yourself should take less than a minute. And then you break down what they're doing wrong, so making them problem aware, because they probably don't, a lot of it, depending on the niche, but it's worse in some. They don't know they have a problem whatsoever. So you have to make them problem aware, and then you make them solution aware with the thing. But make sure to drop a lot of sauce. You're not going to ever give them enough to go away. In fact, the ones that were like, oh my goodness, thank you so much, I'm going to implement all this, they felt confident like they were going to do it all by themselves. And that was the creator I closed. And another thing, another just side note that you can do that I invented was after you send them the Loom, send them a Google Doc that says key takeaways, and they can have a list of 10 things so they can literally see it quantified what they've learned and how much value they've just been given. And then another thing is sending a DM when you send the Loom. Don't just send the video, send here's the best marketing advice you've ever gotten.
After Loom, another document. So you send to them. It's almost like a lead magnet.
Yeah, I'll put my document and Loom in the chat after this call, but it's a document that says it's titled Key Takeaways on Google Doc. Number one will be like use Go High Level, like the softwares to use. Number two will be like what is the lead magnet and how to use it. So like just do the key takeaways so they can literally see what they've learned. Because this is all new information to them, so they're probably going to buzz through it, and by the end of it, they're probably not going to remember too much. So if they have that like doc to see that they've been given value, that's going to be very helpful.
Yes.
And then with the message you send, don't just send the video, make sure you send the message, a little hook that could be, like I said, here's the best marketing training you've ever gotten. Here's the video that's going to take you to 20 to 30K per month. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions.
Oh, I see. So when you send the Loom, you have like copy to be next to the Loom, right?
They're not just they just got sent a link. Like these are very busy people and it needs to be justified for them.
Wait, what was the copy next to Loom that you said? Like, let's just.
One of them, I either say, here's the best marketing training you've ever gotten in your life, depending on how confident I'm feeling in the situation. Yeah, here's the video that's going to bring your coaching offer to 20 to 30K. Let me know if you have any questions.
Well, I think Will's going to drop some sauce too. Give me 1 second though. Here's, what'd you say? Here's
the video that's going to bring your coaching offer to 20 to 30K per month next time frame. Let me know if you have any questions.
Your coaching offer to 20 to 30K per month. So like when we were outreaching, the marketplace has shifted. And so now it's like just learning how even you guys do it, right? And so quick takeaway here, very interesting. You know what's funny? Niche and Rojal were in different niches. They never communicated to each other. And yet when I interviewed Rojal a few days back, Rojal had the same exact format for when he closes creator, like very, very similar to what Niche had as well. But instead with the Loom, he did a massively long, he like kind of took the lead magnet that Will made for our, influencer income back then. And then Rojal used that. So it's like, it's really freaking like crazy how so in the micro, so in the macro, and just like these two human beings entirely separate and yet like the same exact messaging resonated with the
It
marketplace.
came from just hundreds of problems. Like, I'm not getting a response. How do I get a response? I'm getting a response, but they're not interested. And then from there, they're interested, but they're not opening the looms. They're opening the looms, but they're not watching them. Once you solve all these problems, you get down to the fundamentals, which is that everything's a funnel. Everything needs to have a hook, and that's how it happened. That's how we ended up with the same thing.
Right. And just to add on to here, sorry, Will, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Loom sort of process here, because I noticed some patterns even from my YouTube experience that I could bring into here. But yeah, Will, before I do that, go ahead. What were you going to say though? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I would say even more than half of the time.
Yeah, Will, like we're literally never going to let you talk. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Yeah, we're just like standing there. Yeah, Niche, go ahead though.
Yeah, more than half the time, they're not going to even open the Loom. They're just going to leave you on scene. You have to follow up. You say, yo, you there? Yo, you get a chance to check out the message. It's not because they watched it and they didn't like it. That's rarely ever the scenario. It's always because they haven't had time. They have like hundreds of DMs. They have their whole job and everything. So send like, unless you've been blocked, keep sending follow-ups. Like sometimes it's the fifth or sixth that they watch it and then they get in the call with you. It happened. So, and
right.
You'll see you're not going to get blocked. It's just because they've been busy. They're thinking, oh, like I'm going to watch that video. I'll do it later, right? So they leave you on.
And like, if you got freaking blocked, or if they watched it and they're like, this shit was asked, then you know your problem now, which is the Loom was asked. And like, we literally give you the step-by-step exact framework on how to not make a Loom ask. So very clearly you have no excuse there as well. All right. Finally, thank you, Niche, by the way. That was freaking incredible. Awesome work. And go ahead, bro.
So guys, one thing is Niche brought up a really good topic, but like the whole fundamental of all of this is like buyer awareness, right? He mentioned a really good topic, which a lot of you guys are dealing with, especially if you're going into like the clean biz ops space, which is a lot of creators don't know they have the problem, right? They don't know what, high ticket coaching is. They don't know what a funnel is. They don't know what an appointment center is. When I first started working with a UGC space, they had no clue what all of these things were, right? And so a lot about it is nurturing and education. And how I got to this is me and Tim, we talk a lot about arbitrage. We talk a lot about arbitraging, taking a mechanism that's working right now, like the high ticket closing space, bringing it into arbitraging the gender, arbitraging it to a female audience, right? We talk about arbitraging from an English dominant speaking country to a Spanish speaking country, right? And so we talk about all different types of arbitrage, how you can arbitrage different audiences, backgrounds to leverage a unique advantage, right? What I want to bring to you guys now is arbitrage in a sense that you guys can arbitrage different outreach methods. So when Nick said that buyer awareness thing, how people don't even know things, me and Tim were from the SMMA background. So I studied a lot of SMMA outreach. In the beginning, how did these SMMA 17-year-olds pitch, 2 to 5K a month retainer Facebook ads to like people who are, like 40, 50-year-old business owners, local businesses who've never heard of Facebook. They don't know anything. They just think scam. So what is their nurturing mechanism for that, right? I studied that and I applied that principle to growth operating, right? And that's how I was able to use that outreach methods. So not only arbitrage in terms of, the mechanism, but look at arbitrage in the sense that take what's working for like little copywriters do outreach, video editors do outreach, look at what's working for them, take that outreach principle, put it into growth operating, right? And so when you guys can think of from that first principle for everything, you'll see there's unlimited sauce. And so I basically just took my SMA background, put it to growth operating. I took a biz op from UGC that's working for men's to women, right? And so you guys have unlimited opportunity potential here when you guys learn how to think this way, right? And so, yeah, once again, just understand buyer awareness. How does it work? How educated is your current market on all of this, right? And so get really clear on all of these things. Right. But that's about it, yeah.
I have another point on making people problem aware. I made this really silly mistake, and thinking back, it was really silly, but it's very possible that some of you are making this mistake. I used to think that to make the prospect problem aware, I would just confuse them with language they wouldn't understand on the call, and they'd be like, I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe I should give him $5,000. I'll be like, go high level funnels. Like they don't know what any of this is. And I would do that on purpose. And I think you might be doing this where that's not the way to go. You want to, if they don't have any epiphanies, if they don't take anything away from it because you're just like yapping, they're going to think, oh, he's just like a software nerd. Like I don't need a coder or something like that. You actually have to make it understandable. I fully break down what these words mean, like funnel and stuff like that. So yeah, to make people problem aware, don't just say things they don't know to make them think they're missing out. It doesn't work as much as giving them those opinions.
That was fantastic. So basically, just to synthesize what Niche and Will said right there, because those are two incredible points right there. Basically, point one, buyer awareness. How I remember this is UPSPM. I like to follow the framework UPSPM, which is basically people are unaware, totally unaware. They're like aloof. They're just stupid, and they become problem aware first. So the creator is like they have no clue that they're missing out on making $20,000, $30,000. Like some of these creators, like they're broke and they're like, damn, I'm still gonna make more money with my, UGC job or with my nail tech job, with my fitness, like freaking, they're training at a gym, like whatever. They don't know like the untapped potential they have with their audience. And so you make them problem aware by being like, hey, with this step-by-step XYZ, you can make hella cash, like 20, 30K. Like this guy did it, this guy did it, this guy did it. Like, they're like, what the frick? I didn't even know this. And then the solution aware is when you go in and you say, hey, here's the step-by-step way you're going to do it. Like this is what Niche was talking about right here. So they're tying this principle over to here, which is basically like when you're able to articulate to them very clearly what they need to go do, they actually then become problem aware and even solution aware. And like at this point, since they become solution aware, in fact, they'll actually buy from you because they're like, oh man, like I'm realizing how gosh darn hard this is. I might as well have this like professional who's like literally invested by Operator Incubator to do this. Okay. And then, or invested in from the incubator to this. All right. And so there's unaware, problem aware, solution aware. Then it comes down to product aware, which is like, damn, you just brought them down this entire funnel of like awareness. And now you are the freaking product for these creators. And so then you could even take them to this level. And then finally, the next level is M, which is most aware. Most aware is now when they're like, okay, I know all these components about this growth operator. Now it's like, okay, how much is the price? What do I need to do with? And it's like, bro, you have a creator in your hands ready to go and launch for $10,000 in your cash bank account and come to WAP and meet us all in person and have an incredible fun time at New York. Got it. Sounds good. So I synthesized that. Niche just talked about how there's one more message to actually confirm them on the call. We're going to give you guys that really, really soon. But first, I want to talk about education and nurturing arbitrage. Basically, what he's talking about here is like two elements. Okay, it's an analogy then tied to like how you guys can apply this, which is freaking genius from Will. So thank you so much, Will, for bringing this. What Will is basically saying here is talking about like, by the way, give me a 1 or 2 if you understood like the base component of the arbitrage concept. I'm going to explain it here like really quick, and then like after I explain it, give me a 1 or 2. Basically, the concept that we're explaining here is like this. We saw in the UGC markets, Jimmy, this guy named Jimmy, we're not going to give the rest of the name. So Jimmy, whatever, like UGC, he was telling other dudes how to become a UGC creator and make money getting brand deals. And so he did that and he made cash money. What we did was we arbitrage, like the term arbitrage is basically saying, hey, there's Jimmy in this niche, he's a male. Now we're going to switch one component of it. And since that creator is now a different human being, we're like doing a slight variation on the product. Now we can then turn this into something that is desaturated, not competing against Jimmy, but in a totally different space because we're just totally targeting a different avatar. And so he went into the UGC female space. And so when we did this, we made a little bank here too. Why? Because when we did this, we're arbitraging the fact now that, hey, listen, we have like people that are watching Jimmy, they won't be girls. Like they won't be really attractive or attracted to him. Like even here, like what do we have? We have Vicky, we have Amali, and we have Tian. Mostly it's like a male dominant space. Why? Because like I'm a male as well. And so to be completely honest, right? Like if there's a female growth operator, you, Vicky, Tian, Amali might have gone to their incubator or their program or whatever, right? And so it's very like interesting, the little components of psychology tap-ins that play in. So like, do you guys at least understand this concept of how like this is super powerful and like arbitraging some component or like a mechanism that works in one space into another? Could you give me a 1 if you understand it, a two if you do not understand it, and like say 2 and then like another question of like why you do not understand that. Okay, so we're getting a lot of overwhelming ones, okay? And so basically like what Will is saying here is then take this principle and now apply it to outreaching by instead of just saying, okay, looking up on YouTube, being like a freaking lazy bum, being like, all right, what is growth operator outreach? Like, give me growth operator outreach masterclass. Like, of course, you guys are freaking geniuses in here, so you don't do this. But I'm talking about the newbies, the bottom 1%, right, that are on YouTube just doing this. And the people in the actually, no, I think people in the free school were pretty smart. But anyway, right, the growth operator outreach, they just like look this up. But how do you go about becoming even more cracked? You leave the growth operator outreach space and you go, okay, how can I arbitrage components from other niches, other people that have already killed outreach, like the SMA space. So that's social media marketing agency, if you guys don't know. That is the copywriting space, right? So if you look up on YouTube, like how to outreach as a copywriter, like there's hella sauce. How to outreach as an SMA owner, there's hella sauce that you can apply from there to growth operating. We can give you this, but like this is what worked for niche and like obviously worked for Rojal, but like they're, I guess, in a specific niche. If you guys are trolling, like you can work at an aggregated, principle, but there's like a lot of different little nuances that you guys still need to learn up on this too. And so how you can fill those knowledge gaps on top of us like giving you the, macro frameworks is studying in the SMA space, in the copywriting space, how to do outreach, closer, setter space.
Video editors.
Yes, video editors, incredible. Video editors, like all these different spaces is going to be super duper useful for you. So there was one more thing that Niche wanted to talk about in this sort of funnel here. And by the way, like, of course, it's, a little bit ugly to read. I'm going to synthesize this into a better Miro board and then drop this in the Discord chat so you guys can have access to this. Anyway, Niche, go ahead and talk about the last sort of portion that you had with the outreach.
Right. So here's
segment.
how you can transition from the Loom to booking a call. It kind of depends on the message, but usually if they give you a response, it's positive. And if they don't like it, they ghost you. So say it's positive, they're like, oh, thanks for the free sauce. Sometimes they're really hyped. Like for a creator I close, she's like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm going to implement this right away. Do I do this? Do I do this? And that really set me up. It's not always going to be that nice, but basically now they have all these things running through their head that they're going to be thinking about like throughout the day. Like they think it's possible now. And you just say, yeah, I actually had a few more ideas for your audience specifically on the school group because the funnel you can show them is either free to high ticket, paid to high ticket, or both. But you say, yeah, I actually had a few really good ideas for your school group. If you're down, I'd like to hop on a call and maybe talk about them. And this is the advantage of doing the clean biz off. Like I got creators on a call. And by the time they were on the call, they still didn't know I had anything to sell. It didn't even cross their mind. If they're extremely unsophisticated, like the nail text, the hair text, like that, like we're telling you to do, this is easy. They'll be on the call with you. You'll be dropping sauce for them, and they still won't. Like it won't even cross their mind. Like, why is he helping me? If you get lucky, but yeah. So you can usually get them on the call without too much suspicion, and then depending on your niche, you can, as soon as they join the call, you set the frame and say, hey, I am looking to partner up with another nail tech right now. So if it's something that you would be interested in, perfect. If not, I'd be happy to train you for free, something along the lines of that. Or if you want to nurture even further and the niche is maybe more sophisticated, you just drop sauce all throughout the call and then book a follow-up call and set the frame right at the beginning of that call. It's not going to work. It could work right away. You have the tools to make it work right away. You just need to get better at it. And like, you just need to like fill all the holes. And yeah, just like keep going ahead.
Then you can follow up call with them to drop them even more sauce.